Item number 12, refunding of 2004 and 2007 series outstanding revenue bonds of the successor agency to the former redevelopment agency of Yuba City, City of Yuba City, successor agency. Robin.
Good evening. I come before you tonight to present an opportunity to proceed with refunding the former redevelopment agency tax allocation bonds, including, as you said, both the 2004 series and the 2007 series. It is anticipated that this action will result in annual net savings of about $345,000 per year. And the savings would incur from the time we refund the bonds in 15-16 through maturity in 2039-40. It equals about $3.5 million in savings, net present value-wise, over the term of the outstanding bonds. The current average interest rate on the bonds is 5.68%, and the anticipated rate that we expect on new bonds is about 4.29%. So less than a whole percentage point savings on millions and millions of dollars of outstanding debt. With the decline of property values during the recession, the property tax increment from the former agency has declined significantly in recent years. The cash flow of the agency has been negative, with the successor agency requesting that Department of Finance allow us to retain existing cash reserves just to pay the ongoing debt of the agency. We've been expending about $300,000 of reserves each year just to meet our debt service requirements. So you can see that if we're able to save $345,000 a year, it brings us out of the red and puts us back into a positive cash flow for the term of the remaining bonds. As part of this transaction, though, the successor agency is going to request that Department of Finance allow us to maintain the existing cash reserves and put those up as security for the debt, because we are our cash flow is not very good. Investors we want to attract as much as possible, along with underwriters and bond insurers, so that will offer them some additional security. And we're hopeful, because in the past the Department of Finance has allowed us to hang on to those reserves, that they will continue to do so. If the successor agency authorizes the refunding tonight, the Oversight Board will meet tomorrow and review our request for them to authorize the refunding, and then we'll forward it to the State Department of Finance for their approval. And if all of that goes well, I will be back before you after the 65-day time frame that Department of Finance has to review our transaction and authorize it, with a preliminary official statement for you to review and approve. So it will be quite a lengthy process before we can actually get to the market and sell bonds. Included in the actions that are proposed in the resolution requesting that you adopt tonight is the appointment of Jones Hall as Bond Counsel and Disclosure Counsel, NHA Advisors as the city's financial advisors, and Fraser and Associates as our fiscal consultant. A couple of them are here tonight, Jones Hall and NHA Advisors, just in case you have any questions that I can't answer for you. And with that, I would entertain any questions that you might have. And I'm recommending that you adopt the resolution attached to the staff report and request that the Oversight Board approve the issuance, sale, and delivery of the refunding bonds by the successor agency.
All right. Thank you for the report, Robin. Question: how much do we have in reserves for the agency?
Right now, after we just paid debt service September 1st, we're down to about $500,000 of reserves.
So we've got about a year and a half left of reserves at the rate that we're spending it. So, all right.
Possibly 2 years, because we're seeing a small increase in our property tax values within the redevelopment project area, but it's much smaller than the city overall as a whole.
All right. Any questions of staff?
Yes, Robin, you mentioned that currently, I guess, the interest rate is 5. Can be reduced to 4.2, did you say?
Yeah, the average interest rate now is 5.68, and we're estimating that we can get it down to 4.29. So roughly 1.3 to 1.4% reduction in rate.
With the favorability, well, the market the way it is, the favorability of moving to bonds, is there a possibility of even better rates?
There is, but it's difficult to time
We're
the
going to stick with
market
the 4.29, and if we do better,
and hope for better. Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
Okay.
But we're at the state's mercy as to when we can go to market.
I know, that's the problem. Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Any further questions? All right. Entertain a motion.
Move staff's recommendation. Second.
Motion and a second. Any further comments? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries unanimously. Okay.
Thank you.